Hello everybody, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing. We're into week 11 now of season 1, 2026. It's been a very quick season, if that makes sense. It's gone very quickly for me. Daytona has flown by, so has Bathurst, and we're just a couple weeks away from a brand new season, some brand new content as well. What that content will be though, who knows? We haven't had a development blog update yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed soon, we shall have one, hopefully, this week. But let's talk about This Week on iRacing, shall we? Now, a very interesting combo straight away. Now, I know I like to talk about IMSA a lot. I don't think you can really blame it too much because it is one of the most popular series on the service. But I want to talk about IMSA in particular this week because it has a 35% chance of rain in the open. And the reason I like talking about that is because as soon as you add a little bit of rain with a chance of it, I think it just mixes things up and it makes it way more exciting. Now, don't have the actual weather radar or anything like that yet, or the forecast. I just know it's 35% chance of rain, but that could be at the start, that could be the end, that could be midway through. Now, last time we had a chance of rain at Monza, it was really good fun because it would rain at the start and then it would dry out, and it was always a case of, could you make your tank last to go on the dry tyres? Who was brave enough to go on the dry tyres first? And it just added something a bit special to that race rather than just hot lapping or maybe just saving one lap of fuel. So for this week, I think IMSA with rain is just going to be a really good combo. Lots of people have Monza, and yeah, IMSA, like I said, is very popular. So I think this should be pretty decent. So 35% chance of rain in the open, 25% chance of rain in the 2-hour and 40-minute series, and there's no chance of rain in the fixed either. Now, because of the weather, track temperature is going to be mid to low 20 degrees Celsius because it will be overcast. You might find in the fix is a little bit warmer, maybe edging towards 30 degrees Celsius. In-game start times just past 2 p.m. And yeah, I think this will be the pick of the week for me. I don't think it will be the most popular series this week. I still think the Porsche Cup is going to be up there. But for me personally, Multiclass, Monza, it's always a good combo. And the fact it's a 35% chance of rain, mix it up a little bit. I'm fully behind that. So hopefully, if you enjoy IMSA, you will enjoy IMSA this week. And yeah, let's talk about some other stuff, shall we? But Monza, IMSA, what's not to like? All right, next up, let's talk about the GT3, shall we? So let's talk about the Sprint, the Fixed, and the Endurance Series. All three of those are going to the Nurburgring GP layout for this week. There is no chance of rain in any of them at all. And I think kind of date and time they're going to start. Let me just double check this with you. It's going to start at 1:50 p.m. So kind of mid-afternoon. And there's not really too much to talk about in this one because there is no chance of rain, and it is the same day, I think it's like the 1st of April. Track temperature is relatively low still, you know, mid 20 degrees Celsius, nothing too crazy, and yeah, just a pretty solid layout. It's GT3 cars, Nürburgring GP circuit. Many people have this track already because of the Nurburgring 24-hour that you do on iRacing. So, yeah, I expect this to be pretty popular. I can't see why it wouldn't be. And, yeah, nothing really much to rave about in this one, but it is a GT3 stuff, so we should cover it. And, yeah, should be fairly decent. Yeah, not too much to say, really. Now, this combo looks a lot more exciting. Yes, we're back at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, for another race. I know we've just done the Bathurst 12-hour, but the LMP3s and GT4s are heading there this week. Now, one thing you need to know is that when this race starts, it's first thing in the morning. I think it's like 6:50 a.m. So because of that, it's kind of like sunrise, and track temperature is super low, so like low 20 degrees Celsius. So one of the things I always look out for when I race at Bathurst is the track temperature, because it is renowned to be boiling hot whenever we seem to race that. I think Bathurst 12 hours was only cool because it was basically overcast conditions, so it kind of saved us a little bit. But yeah, should be a great fun. Yes, it's multi-class at Bathurst, which sounds very scary, but this combination has been done before, and it was a lot of fun, and you can actually overtake GT4s relatively safely through the top of the mountain, and it can be done. Just be cautious when you do it, because it's quite scary when you're in a GT4 and it happens, but LMP3s, you can do it. Just, yeah, be cautious when you do it. Don't kill anyone if you can. But yeah, should be really good fun. No chance of rain in any series that I have seen. So that's the fixed for the LMP3s, the fixed for GT4s, and this 30-minute multi-class race, because I think if they added rain, my goodness me, this would be one of the combinations from hell. But I would love to see it. I'm sure you would as well. Let me know in the comments if would have loved to have seen rain this week because that would have been hilarious. But yeah, I think this is way, way, way more interesting than the GT Sprint stuff. So yeah, if I was going to do anything this week, I'd definitely have a look at this because this should be tremendously good fun. Alrighty then, let's have a broader look with what is available on iRacing this week for Week 11, Season 1, 2026. And we'll start off, as always, with the sports car stuff. So I want to talk about the Porsche Cup because rarely we haven't actually covered it this week. And the reason I haven't covered it in great detail is because it's Hockenheim. And me personally, I find Hockenheim very boring, actually. And I know that's quite controversial. And some of you will say, Ollie, it's a good track. You should have covered it. Fair enough. But me personally, I don't particularly like the track. I think it's a bit boring and it doesn't promote very good racing, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion, of course. But yeah, Porsche Cup cars, they are going to Hockenheim this week. And regardless of my opinion on it, it will be popular. It's a Porsche Cup car, and lots of people have Hockenheim anyways. It's a very popular track. It's very common to see. So you will see plenty of sign-ups there. Will it be the most popular series this week? I don't know. I've got no idea what will be. I would have said IMSA, but the chance of rain probably going to change that. It might be a little bit quiet this week, boys and girls, off the Bathurst. Who knows? Right, let's talk about the regional tours for the GT3s. You're going to go to Motegi for the Age Tour. And I say this with chest. With chest, Motegi is one of the most underrated circuits on the service. It is a great track, if you ask me. I find it really, really fun to race around there. And even the multi-class aspect of it around there. The track's wide enough to do it. Yeah, I just think it's really good. Underrated track. It really, really is. Regional tours for the Americas, for the GT3s. You're going to go to Road America. So that should be fairly popular. And then the European tour, you're going to go to Donington Park Raceway. Raceway? What? It's not an American track. What are you talking about? Donington Park Racing Circuit. And that's the Grand Prix now. What else can we have a quick look at? Right, Ringmeister. I want to talk about Ringmeister. It is the GT3s this week, so you've got 11 GT3s to pick from. I say it every week when we talk about the Ringmeister. This series should really be about the unused cars, so you can try something a little bit different. I'm never really a fan of when the GT3s go here, but because the GT3s are, my goodness me, it will be popular. There'll be so many people taking part in this combination this week. It's good for SR. Everyone's got a GT3. So, yeah, I expect that to be very popular. Could it be the most popular series this week? I don't know. I really, really don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Radicals are going to Mount Panorama. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I wish the Radicals were just a little bit more popular, you know? Yeah, maybe if the car was free, I reckon that series would blow up on popularity. But because it's a paid car these days, I don't know, man. It just doesn't. It's just not kicked off. When it first released, I was really hoping it would, you know, get really popular, but it just hasn't. IMSA Vintage, you're going to go to Monza this week. What else? We've got the GTEs. You guys are going to go to Mugello this week. Overcast conditions, so track temperature on that should be pretty low. Ferrari 296, you're off to Alton Park this week. That's the Foster's layout, which I think ignores one of the chicanes. Yes. Advanced Mazdas, you're going to go to Adelaide for this week. What else have we got here? What else have we got? Global. Here we go. Sports Car Challenge. That's going to go to Circuit de Navarra. Now, I did just see the Production Car Challenge. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this because the Production Car Challenge has, for some reason, now I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference because you're not going to pit. You don't pit in this series anyways. But interestingly enough, the Production Car Challenge, you're going to Spa, but you're using the endurance layout. So when I say endurance layout, it's just got the endurance pits. So, you know, you go into the pits after turn 19, and then you have to go all the way down, go past T1, the source, and you won't really exit until you get past Radeon. So, yeah, all I can really advise you to do there is not to get a penalty. Because if you do, you are royally screwed, because that will take forever. Getting a penalty at Spa when you're using the endurance layout is a nightmare. So do be warned. Try to avoid that if you can. And just an FYI as well, the Sports Car Endurance Challenge, the 2-hour series with the GT4s and NP3s, that is going to Mount Panorama this week. So if you want a fun endurance to do this weekend, that should be a good one. That should really, really, really be a good one. Same with the Production Car Challenge. There we go to Spa Endurance as well, which again could be the reason why they picked it. So yeah, if you have to pit, which of course you will, because it'll be a 2-hour race. I don't think any car can get through that. 2-hour race, unless you're in the Jetta, the TDI Jetta. I don't think you could do 2 hours on a tank, unless someone wants to prove me wrong in the comments. But I don't actually think it's right, let's go to the Open Formula stuff, shall we? Let's talk about the F4s first. We'll start off with the Americas Tour. You're going to go to Road America this week. That'll be fairly popular. The European Tour, you're going to go to Zandvoort this week. The Asia Tour, you're going to go to Phillip Island. And then for the fixed, you are going to go to Mugello. Now, let's have a quick look at the F3 stuff. F3s, you're going to go to Silverstone Circuit, the Legacy version of Silverstone. And then we'll have a quick look at the Super Formula Lights. You're going to go to Zandvoort this week. Is it fair for me to say that's a bit of a stinky week for Open Formula? Let me know. Again, let me know in the comments. The Indy Next Road Series, that is going to go to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. So it's Mexican Grand Prix for that one. But, oh, God, I don't think that's a single good combo there, personally. I think that's a bit of a stinker week that week, but there you go. That's just me. IndyCar Oval Series, you are going to go to Michigan International Speedway. And then, as always, let's have a look at the NASCAR stuff, shall we? So the O'Reillys, you are going to go to... you're going to go COTA. NASCAR West. That's an interesting layout. Very short layout. Very short. Quite cursed. Actually, to be fair, I think this layout has removed the god-awful sausage curb. So I think I'd probably rather race this layout than the Grand Prix layout, just because they've got rid of the horrific sausage curbs. But the track limits there are hilarious as well. Does this mean the others are going there? No. The trucks are going to go to Long Beach. Interesting. What about the next gens? They're going to go to COTA as well, NASCAR West layout, and I assume that's going to be the same for the next gens as well for longer races. It is indeed. So that's what's going to happen NASCAR this week. Now listen, all the information you need about this week. I think for me personally, there's two things I'm particularly interested in this week, which is IMSA Open with the chance of rain, and I do like the idea of the Falcon Sports Car Challenge at Bathurst, especially endurance one at the weekend. But apart from that, nothing really screams out to me. It's not, me personally, one of the better weeks out there. I think it's lacking a little bit in just a bit plain. Nothing really screams like GT3s at the Nurburgring GP layout. It's just nothing really that or it screams to me, or the Porsche Cups at Hockenheim. I don't know, nothing really crazy. But if we kept doing the most exciting combos all the time, they'd no longer be exciting, would they? So sometimes you need these weeks to make the weeks that are good feel even better. Anyways, listen, I've been Basic Ollie. Hope you've enjoyed this. I know you still enjoy the series. Thank you so much. We've got one more week of this before week 13. And as always, if you do enjoy the content, hit the old like button, subscribe on the way out, because it does help you boy out a lot. And I'll catch you boys and girls for the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Ta-da.